Oh my God. This is the first time I've ever not had a thing on the list. I have nothing.
I live there. That's where I live.
Oh, come on, guys. It's so simple. Maybe you need a refresher course. It's all ball bearings nowadays.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, made from 100% whole grains. Please give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
And you are listening to episode 150 of Irritable Dad Syndrome. We're glad to be with you.
We are. We're very happy.
Your drive, while you should be working, while you should be watching your kids, whatever you should be doing instead of listening to this. We're glad you're here.
You know what? I would like to know, what do you do when you listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Send us a note. Do you listen to this on your way to work? Do you listen to it while you're exercising?
Do you eat while you listen to this damn thing?
That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darin is about to go on some grand adventures.
I am.
So we are recording this in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in Irritable Dad Syndrome history, Darin has nothing for this episode.
I'm Mike this week.
Yeah. So
I've contributed nothing to the list.
We've switched places this week.
So, Mike, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Marbles and his... Okay.
Marbles is your cute little black dog.
Yes, our cute little black dog. Okay, so we have Boo-Bah.
Yep.
We call her Boo-Bah number one.
And Boo-Bah's a freak.
Yeah, but me and Boo-Bah get along great.
Yeah.
I'm the one that Boo-Bah kind of snuggles up to in bed. Marbles snuggles up to Bess all the time in bed.
Right.
I know how you feel about dogs in bed.
Yeah.
Me and Boo-Bah have an understanding. Boo-Bah respects the fence line of our property.
Right.
Marbles does everything he can to escape our fence. Allow me for a moment to delve back into Marbles' origin story.
Okay.
We got Marbles from a rescue place.
Yeah.
We were told that he was found as a stray.
Yeah.
They had him at a halfway house, foster home.
A halfway house.
Homeless shelter.
He was recovering from alcohol and drug abuse. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
he was getting off the crack.
There's some foster...
There's 6 months sober.
If you're into this kind of thing, there's like a foster program where dogs will stay at someone's place while they find their... I hate calling it forever home. That really... that's what it is.
Yeah.
And the person that hooked us up, our agent, so to speak, said that they were surprised that Marbles wasn't taken by the foster family, because sometimes that happens. They're like, "Oh, we love little Boo Boo,
right?
So we want Boo Boo to be our own." But they didn't do that. We got Marbles. Marbles, outside of randomly pissing himself wherever, outside of that, the perfect little dog. Okay? He's so... You can enjoy that for a moment.
I don't know why. Just a little boo-boo.
Little boo-boo.
Caught me. I'm on antibiotics. Caught me off guard.
We get Boo-Bah. Back up. We get Marbles, and he is very well behaved, like I said, unless, outside of pissing himself randomly.
Yeah. He's a sweet
fine.
dog.
He's a sweetheart.
He's a sweet dog.
We let him out. We have a fenced yard. This is going to be great. Him and Boo-Bah were chasing each other.
Dakota.
Things were wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Marbles found a way out of our fence at one corner into the neighbor's yard. All right. So then I had to go reinforce that area of the fence. I put all kinds of things around there. He went to the other corner and found his way out there. I went and reinforced that corner. He went back to the original corner, dug his way around there, reinforced that. He found another place and dug out under. He has been trying to escape. We finally gave up because he would get in the other yard.
You get the leash.
And he would run around and start barking and yelping and not attacking, but like running up to and barking at people in their own yard.
Yeah.
Now, where I'm from, that's a dog that ends up not making it very long.
That's true.
Back in the day, people did things
that
I don't approve of, but it happened.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I was scared of. I'm like, I don't want him, or he could go out and get ran over.
Right.
So we got one of those things, twisty
you
things.
Screw it in the yard.
You screw it in the yard. You brought this up.
My brilliant idea. And then he kept choking himself.
He kept getting caught up in the deck. Then he would get wrapped around one tree. Then he'd get wrapped around another tree.
Yes.
Then Booba would lead him around these things to wrap him up. He's
like
not
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, he's not a yes. Marbles is not the smartest dog on the planet.
No.
I love him to death. He's a sweetheart, but he's not smart.
Right.
And Booba knows this. So she knows the limit of his leash. And like Foghorn Leghorn, she took all of his toys and put them just outside.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She did not.
Just outside of the range of his leash. And she would play with them in front of him and then go to the next toy. All right.
Would she raise his butt and then smack him with the board?
No. Then she would get bored and she would lead him around to where he would wrap himself around the tree, and then she would go off and play with his toys again. Booba's very smart.
Booba's
so
a
we
little
moved.
bitch.
We moved. Yeah, we literally. So we moved. We moved the spiky thing, and then he started pulling on it so hard that he started pulling it out. So we keep putting it back in the yard. Keep putting it back in the yard. Finally, I went out there and just strong-armed this thing down in, and he couldn't get away from it. So 2 recent things have happened.
Okay.
1, Marbles has a help, I'm stuck, and I can't get out yelp that he does. Yeah. Well, it's more of a yip, 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 yip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yip,
yip, yip, yip, radio, like that.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And usually what you see, it's a little silver leash. You see it come out under the deck. You're like, oh, he's wrapped himself around one of the posts of the deck.
Right.
So which means somebody has to put on their shoes,
Mike,
go out there and get this dog and explain to it, you see this? It's a post.
Yeah.
Do you see this? It's a leash.
Yeah.
If you walk around the post with this leash around your neck, you're going to get stuck. I've told this to him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's hearing me.
Right.
I know he doesn't understand English, but he looks like he does.
Right.
I've pointed at it. I've pointed to his leash. I've wrapped it in front of him.
You're saying that you've pointed at it?
Yeah, I've pointed at it.
Okay. And you've explained it?
I've explained it.
Well, then I don't know what else you can do.
I don't know. Short of taking a chalkboard out there and drawing a picture, I don't know what else to do.
This is Exhibit A.
So 2 things happened.
Exhibit B.
2 things happened.
Okay.
That happens. I look out there. I'm hearing the I'm stuck. Yip, 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 yip.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I see the leash going under the deck. I look around the area, the main area of our house, to make sure there's no kids around. There weren't. So then I start saying, damn it, you little... And I start just the whole thing, cussing.
Yep.
I calm myself down. I put on my shoes because I've learned I can't put my slippers on because the grass is wet. It's a whole thing. And I do it. If there's one thing I don't want to do after I've taken my shower and I'm just in for the night, I don't want to put on my shoes and go back outside. But I'm going out there.
Right.
I get to him with the leash. He comes over to me. He's all excited.
Hey,
and
Dad.
I notice I unhook the leash from him and I'm holding him. And I'm like, okay, I've got to untangle the leash from the post and throw it over. And I noticed that it's not tangled up in the post. He just thought it was.
Hey, what happened?
Have you heard the thing of
The
where
dog is so stupid he thought he was
thought he was caught, and he wasn't. He was out there yipping.
Because he knows he's
He
smart
knows
enough to
somebody's
know
gonna come
you'll
out.
come get
He
him.
reminded me of the thing where like you can tie a horse to a chair eventually if you tie it up all the time and it'll just think it can't leave. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Okay.
The other thing is I learned about this through a series of texts and phone calls. I wasn't involved in this.
Okay.
But I'll give you the end of I'll give you the what actually happened.
Okay.
He pulled his spiky thing out of the ground.
Okay.
He went under the fence into the neighbor's yard. He ran along the fence line in their yard into the bushes. The spiky thing won't go under the fence. The spiky thing gets caught in the fence. Marbles can't move out of their bushes because he's caught in the leash that's caught in the fence. So now Marbles is tangled with the leash in the neighbor's bushes with the spiky thing on our side of the yard. This becomes a physics problem. Like those, those, like you go to the old country stores back in the day, it has like the wooden with the screws and you got to free the thing.
Yes.
So Bess and Charlie are out there trying to figure out this logic puzzle to get this mutt back over into our yard. So I had a talk with him last night. I sat him down. I'm like, Marbles, look.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a very good mind. You don't have a very good brain. you have a wonderful heart. He has such a pure heart.
He does.
He is such a sweet dog.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you need to listen to me. You were a stray. I don't know what you got into. I don't know what you did out there on the streets, but I now know why you were a stray. Because you always wonder, why has this dog come to me? So we know Booba's origin story. She was a dog went under a deck and somewhere in Kentucky had a bunch of puppies. Booba was one of those puppies. They were going to kill her and her puppy mates. Kentucky's a kill shelter place. And somebody brought them to Ohio and brought them to the shelter where we got them. And then and that's where we got Booba. I know her story.
Right.
She wasn't running away. She was just there. What ended up being the right place at the right time.
She's in war-torn Kentucky.
Booba, or I'm sorry, Marbles probably has some family out there who I originally thought, a few months ago, I was like, man, he probably just did what he does with us. He just escaped and they're worried sick. I now know that there's probably a dude my age with my sensibilities out there saying, well, I told him if he left, he's just going to be gone.
Yeah, I hope they're feeding him.
I hope he's fine. They need to tell. I mean, he didn't come with like a stick with like a bag hanging on the back, like the hobo in the old cartoons. That's when I see him. He's just going.
How much stuff is a handkerchief? Yeah. How much stuff could you put in that thing?
Well, I just want to know, where are you going? I asked him honestly.
Right.
Marbles.
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Because he gets to the other yard, and then he goes to another yard.
Yeah.
All those 4 yards that are connected, he's done the circuit. Yeah. He just keeps going in circles.
Circuit. See,
I've actually thought about making a fence within the fence. Yeah. Like fences that he can escape from and be in another fenced yard in our yard.
Ooh, an escape
like
room.
A fence inception. Yeah. Or an escape room. Fenception for dogs.
See, this is Conrad all over again. Conrad, lovable dog, beagle, stupid. Okay. He ran away up until like 2 weeks before we had to put him down. He ran off. It's like when you're never going to stop running out of the house. I came home. Okay. I think I had 10 minutes. Okay. I had 10 minutes to run in and grab changes of clothes for both kids and snacks. Okay. For them to eat in the car on their way to said event. I run in and I come in, hey, Conrad, and open the back door and let him out. And then I bring him in and I'm making snacks real quick. And I'm grabbing clothes and I realize, the door to the garage is open.
Okay. So he's probably halfway to California at this point.
Yeah. It had rained. Okay. And so I run out and I'm looking, I'm scanning. There he is on the other side of the cul-de-sac. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses looking at me like, hey, Darin.
And he doesn't come when you call him, does
he? Hey, you're my owner. I know you. Hey, I'm over here. Right? Just looking at me like, look what I did.
Yeah.
I came over to this other house.
That's Marbles.
Yeah. And then he runs. Yeah. Okay. I take 2 steps. He takes 4. The other way. Running through mud and through other people's yards.
You wanted to strangle him when you got him.
I did. And by the time I got him, my shoes, my pants were covered in mud. He was covered in mud. Okay. I had to get kids. Okay. And take them to said event. Yeah. Libby had chased him. Like one time she came home and Cameron was a baby. Jacob's like maybe 5 and Conrad got out. And so she had to leave the 5-year-old watching the 1-year-old. That's not a good combination. On the front porch while she's chasing the dog. There was, I lost count. Tara and Graham next door. They'd be like, oh, Conrad's out. And they would get out and them and their 2 kids or 3 kids would run and try and help us catch the dog. And we finally bought him one of those collars with his name and his phone number. And because Conrad had gotten out and I couldn't find him anywhere. And then I get a phone call. It's like, are you Conrad's dad? Like, he made it.
Not biological.
No. I'm his stepdad. He had made it all the way down to the park.
Oh my gosh.
Which is 12 or 14 houses.
And
I'm like, just hang on to him. I'll come get him. And I drove down the whole ride home. I was like, we feed you. We feed you every day. You've never slept outside. You've never went thirsty. Okay, you don't have a single worm.
Well, that's why I don't understand Marbles'
the money
stuff.
We have spent on you.
Because he was homeless for a while.
Yeah.
Like he was out there living under a bridge somewhere.
Right.
Whatever doing.
Hello.
I was going to say eating out of a tin can, but you do you.
Same thing.
Go where you would go first. But he's like, he's been at rock bottom. You think he would appreciate a house.
I'm living indoors.
Yeah.
I've got a
friend.
Yes.
He's got a friend. Booba loves him.
Yeah.
And so it breaks my heart because she loves to run and play with him. And those few days that he tricked us, where we thought he couldn't escape, they ran. They had so much fun. They were both not crappy at night. Right now, they're crappy at night because I don't know if you've noticed. Longtime listeners have probably heard Booba on the podcast.
Yeah,
and Marbles. That's them running and losing their shit because they're not getting enough exercise because one of them is on a leash and the other one is torturing them by holding their toys out and laughing at them. God. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
What we're trying to say, folks, is if you don't have a dog, get one.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
go to your National Humane Society and pick up a dog. I swore I'd never get another dog.
If I were in Shawshank prison, I would want Marbles with me because he would lead me out. But other than that, there's no reason to keep escaping.
He would find a way out.
He would find a way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Booba would just look at me and say, well, here we are.
Yeah.
We're just here.
Honestly, that dog drove me to the brink of insanity.
It's making me mental.
And after I miss him dearly.
Yeah. I love Marbles to death.
A couple of weeks ago, I saw on the Facebook that it was like the 10th anniversary of us having to put him down. It's like our old house. He's buried in the backyard of our old house. Yeah. So I went for a walk, and if I'm going on that part of the neighborhood, I'll walk past my old house. Yeah. I'll walk up to their new fence, and I'll stand there and talk to my dog in their backyard. Yeah. And one of these days they're going to you need to leave. But I do. I talk to Conrad whenever I walk past him and the people that bought my old house.
Yeah.
But I swore, I was like, I can't do this again. Yeah. I cannot do it.
We're at the point now where we're looking at getting like one of the fences that, they don't shock anymore. Back in the 80s, you got a fence
the invisible
would
fence.
The Green Mile fence that would knock the dog back 10 feet. Yeah. Now, now they got like a little thing that connects to their collar and says, "I don't think you should go over there. Watch out!" Like like they got a little call on their.
That was an episode of The Simpsons where they were in family therapy and they could buzz each other whenever they pissed each other off. That's one of the really, really old ones. Yeah. That's season 1, I think.
Yeah. So I want one where like a hand will come out and grab the dog and say, "Listen, you little get back. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Whoppers All Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I'm proud to be their spokesman. You see, Whoppers isn't just a brand of hot dog. It's a life-changing experience. You try a Whoppers All Beef Footlong Hot Dog one time, and I bet you all the money in my wallet that you'll come back for more. Even Shadow Stevens agrees.
Nothing tastes better at a cookout than a Whoppers all-beef footlong hot dog.
Thanks, Shadow. Whoppers are packed full of flavor with no fillers and no preservatives. And remember, get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, they'll refund your money guaranteed. Now back to you guys in the studio.
I want to talk about another thing that pisses me off.
Okay.
And that's Casey's.
Okay.
I was so excited when Casey's was going on and coming in, and I'll tell you why.
For people new to the podcast,
it's a gas station.
It's a convenience store with a gas station.
Okay.
Now, right across the street from where my neighborhood is, there is a UDF, which is United Dairy Farmers.
I've never seen a dairy farmer in there at all.
I haven't either. And then it's like, are they really united?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why do I have to join the union? I'm not milking a cow.
Right.
Anyway, that's stupid. Edit that out.
That's going to be the clip.
So there's been a UDF there for years.
Yeah.
This Casey's rolls up and I'm going to park my flag right here, you sons of bitches.
Well, so when they were building the building before it was labeled or before it was Casey's, we thought it was going to be a Sheetz, which is a huge West Virginia thing. Have you ever been to a Sheetz?
Is that where we went after the concert?
Yes. You can order anything.
Yeah.
Like whatever food you want. What do you want? I want a corn dog,
and a
shawarma, and a taco with shrimp in it. Okay.
And oatmeal.
Yeah. With a pancake.
Yeah.
And a live bird.
Yeah.
Of some origin.
I had a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
At Sheetz. It was the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Why did you think it was going to be a Sheetz?
Because that's what the building looks like. The structure, like they're brick.
they all look like.
They're all red brick, and it had a red. The signs were all red. That's a Sheetz thing.
Okay, yeah.
It just looked all the whole.
Well, now
family.
you got me mad that it's not a Sheetz.
I was furious that it wasn't a Sheetz.
Yeah.
It was like Casey's, and then we as a family, we were driving by and say, "Oh, maybe Casey's is the Ohio Sheetz." Okay, so. The reason I was so excited for Sheetz is because UDF has pissed me off for years, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you go to get gas, right?
Yeah.
They don't always work. The things don't always work.
That's true. They don't.
And it annoys. And sometimes they spin or they get a little wheel of death, and then your car doesn't work because the computer lost its connection.
Right.
It's happened to me way too many times, to the point where I have driven out of my way to get gas somewhere else because I've been late to work multiple times because of UDF.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like, the hell with it. Now there's an actual gas station, a nice one going in right across the thing. And I was so excited about the first time that I get gas there. I was going to get gas at the pump that was closest to UDF on the other side. And I was going to stare over at them because I've gone to UDF so many times. I'm bald. I'm relatively recognizable. I was hoping in my dream that somebody over there would be like, "That's Mike. That's Mike over there.
He's going over.
He's over. What the?" And then I would get a call,
or someone
would like knock on the door with their hat in their hand, saying, "Why have you left our gas station?" I wanted to tell him because your gas station sucks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gone here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw you.
I've been to Casey's twice. The
Okay.
first time was with Charlie.
Okay.
Like, let's see what the Casey's thing is. This is when we thought it might be like Sheetz. We walk in, and it's like, it's small. It actually looks smaller on the inside than it should be.
Really?
To me.
Because it looks huge on the outside.
It does.
Yeah.
Go in there.
Okay.
It actually...
I will.
It's like, what did you do with the space? Like, are these walls reinforced for the zombie outbreak? Like... It looks like it's like 100 feet by 100 feet or something outside, and you come in and it's like a couple of rooms like the size of this basement. You're like, what did you do? What are you using this space for?
It's a refractive glass.
Yeah. So I'm looking around, and so UDF has ice cream.
Yes.
That's a hard thing to fight against.
Yeah.
When you walk into UDF, there are donuts. Like, you have to move around the donuts to get into the UDF.
You do.
They're right there in your face.
Yeah.
And then there's malts and ice cream and milkshakes and all this stuff.
Yep.
You go in Casey's, it's like they got the little taco things, the little burrito
taquitos,
the little things that are rolling on the thing.
Yeah.
They got people making those. It's like, well, they have that at UDF. You just pick it up and you put it in the thing and you have it.
Right.
This one, they've got some guy back there, Jeremy, the taquito guy.
They hand roll their taquitos?
I don't know what they do. I didn't look at it that closely.
Okay.
But
I mean, you started this, so
what
Sorry, I asked a follow-up question.
Don't you dare ask a follow-up question.
Something that you have no idea the you're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out what makes Casey's.
What makes
and
it
the
tick?
scary thing, the eerie thing, the Desperate Housewives thing, the Shepard Wives thing.
Was
Stepford.
Yeah.
What are the Shepard Wives?
Shepard Wives are completely
different. Okay.
They're Amish.
Okay.
Yeah. They're against zippers.
They have all this
buttons.
candy, but it's all Casey's candy.
Okay.
So you don't have your Werther's butterscotch. You've got Casey's butterscotch. You've got Casey's peppermint things. You've got Casey's gummies.
Wait, they don't have that alongside with?
Well, they do in another section, but the
I'm not
thing
gonna
that hits you in the
I'm
face.
not getting Casey's and Casey's
I ain't getting Casey's M&Ms. No,
right.
I'm not getting Casey M's. They have all this there, and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of stupid. That takes up 95% of the store. And then you've got the taquito bar over here. And then you have what may be the largest register area. It's like they were like, well, we have another 50 square feet. what can we put here? A register and a long counter and like a couple people back there. And it's like, what are you all here for? Like, you can ring me up.
When they hit the register, it comes out way out. Yeah.
So Charlie and I, now Charlie loves to go to UDF.
Okay.
He loves to go to Walgreens. He loves to go anywhere he can get snacks.
Yes.
He wants to get candy. He wants to get chips.
Yeah.
He loves it. We walk in the Casey's. Here's my only review you need of the inside of Casey's.
Okay.
We walked around that place 4 entire times. And Charlie, I kept saying, Charlie, you can get whatever you want. And he's like, they don't have anything.
What?
They didn't have anything that he wanted. My child, who will eat Takis. Have you seen the Takis?
Yeah.
He'll eat those.
They hot.
Yeah.
They hot.
He didn't want anything in there. And asked, can we go to UDF or Walgreens? Or we ended up going to Minix, the little drive-through thing.
Yeah.
After Casey's, because he couldn't find anything in Casey's that he wanted. That's the first story about Casey's. Here's my second story.
Okay.
I'm running late to work. This is perfect. And I need gas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what I've been excited about forever. Because
I predict that your gas story at Casey's is going to be my gas story at Casey's.
It may be.
I think that is.
I pulled up and I'm like, finally, new gas pumps, new everything. It's not going to mess with me at the gas pump.
Are the TVs on that give you the weather?
Yeah. And they ask you if you want to be in the loyalty thing. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be in the loyalty thing. And I have I'm waiting, because you go through there and you say no.
Right.
And then most normal God-fearing Christian gas pumps will say, lift the nozzle and select your gas.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
This one didn't. It just said, do you want to be in the loyalty thing? No. Waiting. I'm late.
Yeah.
I'm late.
Yeah.
I'm late. I'm there. It's like a minute. And I start laughing.
Yeah.
And then I start saying, what the hell?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So I just take the nozzle out. I'm talking a full minute. That's a long time to wait for this thing to get it together.
Right. Especially when you're late.
I've already put my card in, by the way.
Oh. Well,
I put the gas thing in
committed.
my thing, and I push the regular. I want, give me gas, give me, and I start squeezing it. Nothing's happening.
So you squeezed
it's
it?
thinking.
Yeah.
See, I squeezed it a lot.
Hello.
I squeezed it as much as I could squeeze it.
That's what she said.
I used all the allotted squeezing time that I had before being stupid late for work. I ended up being 5 minutes late for work, which is very noticeable.
Did it get inappropriate?
I never got gas.
Okay.
I never got gas there. You know where I did get gas? UDF.
Okay.
That doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing a problem I have there is the roulette wheel of which gas pump today is not going to work. But I was so I was like, I'm done with Casey's. Casey's. I hope they business. But to hell with it.
Right. So
it's a gas station.
On Sunday, Mom goes to church with us.
Yeah.
And so there's 5 of us. We all can't fit in a car. So we usually take Mom's van.
Yeah.
So Mom pulls up in her red Dodge van and she said, I'm going to come a little bit early. I need to run by Casey's and get some gas.
Okay. Good luck.
And I'm like, why do you have to go by Casey's? And she says, I want to go by Casey's. It's new. It looks nice. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Well, she had seen on the thing where their gas was 10 cents cheaper than UDF.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you just can't get it.
Right. So I pulled in and I look at the thing. Yeah, it's 10 cents cheaper if you're a Bucky or a Casey member. Right. And I'm like, Mom, did you fill out a loyalty thing? No. I'm like, well, you got to be a loyalty thing to get the
you got to be a member of Casey's to get the.
Jesus. But yeah, so I went up and I went ahead and filled her tank.
Yeah.
And then I get in the car and I told her that, I said, yeah, you don't get the cheap price unless you're a loyalty member.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, what happened?
Yeah, and she wasn't happy about that. And so she's not going back to Casey's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rubbed me the wrong way.
I can't believe that you couldn't find any snacks
at
Casey's.
None. Well,
Little Debbie's?
I don't think.
Did they have those?
He doesn't like those.
What?
I don't think
really?
He likes those. Yeah.
Did they have the little chocolate donuts that taste like candle wax?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah, they had.
I don't know why, but I love those.
I do too.
I don't know why.
I like to pretend I'm eating wax.
Candles,
yeah.
This is the best tasting candle I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't find anything we wanted.
Yeah.
Neither of us. I was trying to be good. and not get anything bad for me. But Charlie was like, dude, you got full reign. We got $10. Go crazy. Get whatever you want.
Guys, we want to thank you for listening.
If you're still alive. Hey, it's possible somebody's playing this to like somebody that's like in the hospital in a coma.
It's possible.
And we're there to like keep them company.
Yeah. You know what? Like it is possible.
Yeah.
And I like to think that maybe there are people who, if you listen to this podcast, if you're not in a good position, if you're not in a good place or whatever, and if we do anything to cheer you up, that makes me feel good. I hope that. I hope that's the case.
I hope we bring sunshine to somebody's life.
Somebody, yeah.
Mm.
If you enjoy the podcast, you can go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and you can listen to every damn episode we have. They're all right there. And if you like the podcast, or if you don't like the podcast, you can help us out. You can help us keep the lights on. You can go to Patreon, and you can throw us a buck here and there. And there's all kinds of cool on that thing. It's really something else. And if you want to hear Mike and I, you know, complain, go off about something, I'm sure we'll do that next week.
Oh, yeah.
So, we hope to see you again on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Ah, good. The show's over. I'm going to get me a Pop-Tart.
That's right.
I told you we had another one in there. Never underestimate our ability to pull blood from a turnip. What?